Hello everyone, so welcome again to this channel. My name is Jacob. And I'm really excited to share with you guys one thing that I really learned recently from this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I don't necessarily agree fully with some of the things mentioned in the book, but there is a very important aspect of it um, that is still very solid, and I think that's something that people should really put that into practice. And um, really excited about this series. I'll be having them every Thursdays at 11 a.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be talking about everything finance, and I think it'll be very exciting. So I'd love to have you guys, sign up for it and just, show up for it. I think with time, we're going to have more workshops that people can get in and learn about finance and best practices and bring in some experts in their respective fields to come and share with us what they've learned so far. So this is going to be part of a series, and there'll be a lot of financial education, financial advice, which is something that we don't really learn in school, but hopefully that's something that we can all learn together through this bi-weekly series, and also through some of the workshops that I'm going to be developing, which is another project I'm working on. Beyond that, if you go through my YouTube channel, you see some other exciting stuff I talk about from interviewing entrepreneurs, and also just share my take on some of the interesting books I've been reading, which is part of this. Tomorrow, I'm going to give a full review of, not a full review, but somewhat of a half review of a book that I've been reading called Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is, I'm going to just take a small snippet out of that today to talk about one of the key things I learned in the book, which is how to create wealth. And this is highly taught in school, and some of the times we don't really think about that because we always want to either get a job and pay our expenses, but we never really focus on how can we create a lifestyle that actually builds wealth. So just some four things I'd love to share with you guys, and I think it'll be very interesting. So the first thing is um, for you to actually start creating wealth, the four things that you need to be uh, aware of. And one is, accounting. The second is investing. And the third is learning how to create new markets. And the fourth is understanding the law. You need to know all these four things to be able to pursue wealth, but also, have be in the position to create wealth. I think accounting sounds very, boring, and it's a very kind of daunting subject. Most of you guys, if you're going to business school, you're working full time as an accountant, either in a firm like EY or that. But it is very critically important for you to be able to understand, how to work with numbers, or if in most cases figure out how to, you know, um, work with just understanding the basics, right? Something's going out, something's coming in, cash flows, right? I think that in itself is very important for you to just be able to tabulate. It's like a diary, right? If you're able to do that for your personal finance, that'll be very helpful on just how you're designing um, your business structure, but also just think about how can I really create long-term wealth. And I think that's very key and important for us, all of us. That's what I think about creating wealth, because if you don't really get your numbers right, it'll be really hard for you to move forward as you think about, investing in yourself, or trying to start a business, or most importantly, just trying to figure out how can I create an independent structure, financial structure where I can create wealth, money out of money, and subsequently create value that is independent of my job, or independent of my current career, right? Because without the accounting, you will not be able to figure out where you are at the moment, and from there you can be where you are going. So accounting is very critical, and I think that's something that has to really be addressed, and you have to really put the effort in to kind of build that moving forward. The second thing is investing. So Investing is a very tricky thing. We always think of investing as it's meant for a very few group of individuals, and we don't really um, try to put that in our realm of thinking, because we believe that it's just the very rich people or the people that have gone to school in finance that can learn about investing. But investing is very simple, and if you just do the thing that makes common sense, especially like real estate, which sometimes you have to do your research and also talk to some people that have been studying the markets. It's a very simple approach. I've not done real estate investment, but I think there is investing is a very key aspect of how you can create wealth. Not necessarily invest in small cap companies or early stage companies, which that's venture capital, venture capitalism, which is a kind of a branch of financial engineering. But I think investing and buying assets which in some sense the science of making money is very critical and it's very significant on how we design our wealth structure, right? So I think that's a very important facet of how we think of long-term investments, and I think that's very important when you're creating wealth. So that's the key subject that with time we can actually give more tips on that, and definitely bring in more experts who have the experience in that space to really talk about how is this really how it works to find the investment that works for you and something that you enjoy. Some people do real estate, some people do stocks, some people do ETFs, mutual funds, and all these different aspects. But sometimes you can start very simply. You can start with something that you're familiar with, you feel comfortable with, you have the technical know-how, and you have some wisdom based on your experience with others, like working with people close by or seeing people close by doing it, and just enjoying what you love, right? Some people don't love stock markets, some people love real estate. So I think that's something that we can really focus on and kind of build on that. The third is for creating wealth. Yeah, the opposite of wealth. One thing is to learn how to create the market. So this comes with entrepreneurs, or this also just comes with trying to see an opportunity that not many people see. And I think that's very important because when we think of in creating wealth, we have to be able to see things that most people don't see, right? And for most of us, that come from, for some of us or a few of us, depending on the people that listen to this channel, if you come from an emerging market, some of the times, most of the time, we don't see a lot of opportunities, right? But if you're keen to seeing things that people don't see most of the time, you can create a market for yourself that can be a source of wealth. So that's very, very important. As we think of pursuing wealth, we're trying to see the opportunities that many people don't see, right? And actually taking action to uncover those opportunities, and that can lead to wealth. The fourth and most important is the law. We need to understand the law works, because at the end of the day, if you don't follow the law, you get into a lot of trouble, legal trouble, but also you might shortchange yourself, which in the long term, that is not helpful, right? So I think the next time I do a record, I will just list all of them on the slide. So first is accounting. Try to learn numbers. If you don't know how to do your numbers, hire someone that can help you with the numbers. The second is learning about investments and finding the investment that works for you. Investment is a very critical part of pursuing wealth because it's literally the science of making money, and there are different types of investments, but the one that works for you, and it's good to learn that. And the third is creating markets. So trying to find opportunities that many people don't see and actually taking action to be able to uncover them. And the fourth is actually understanding the law in whatever country you are in, trying to understand what laws work and what doesn't, and trying to figure out which ones align with the goal that you're trying to build. And I think that's critically important for you to start thinking about it so well. So this is it for today, and I think the next tomorrow I'll go more into some examples of just finding opportunities and the importance of doing something without raising money, right? Like finding opportunities and doing something without raising money, so that you can start right away without necessarily trying to come up with a whole big plan of what to do. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So thanks for stopping by. I hope that helped, the 4 goals. And I'm going to list the 4 goals in the YouTube link below so that you can be able to see it and kind of get what I'm trying to say. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and share what you think of this video and how I can improve it with time. But I appreciate you stopping by, and I'm looking forward to see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much.